Okay, so this is another short video to show you at least how I've been making bath bombs. So, and we've got a paper plate here, got a plastic knife, teaspoon, tablespoon, got my hemisphere, and I've got the chemicals. So I'm going to make, the instructions have 6 different recipes for you to make. I'm going to do the one down here. It says 3 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of each. So we've got citric acid here. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of this. And a teaspoon. Sodium bicarbonate, I'm going to do 3 tablespoons and a teaspoon. There's the teaspoon. So there's 3 tablespoons and a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate. And I found it helpful to mix them up a little bit ahead of time. I usually end up making a mess. And I want to add a teaspoon of glycerin. And this is just to bind the 2 chemicals together. For the reaction that's going to occur, we're interested in the citric acid, sodium bicarbonate. The glycerin acts to bind them together, and if you've ever taken a bath with a bath bomb, you probably notice it's like a hard sphere that you dump into your bathtub and then it dissolves. It's not loose powder like this. Hopefully the glycerin and a little bit of time get it from this state to the solid sphere. So take my little knife here and try to mix this together. I'll put that spoon upside down there and see if I can get a little bit more out. Trying to sort of chop in the glycerin, citric acid, sodium bicarbonate. And I looked at a lot of recipes for bath bombs online before we decided to do this. And it's pretty common to see the directions saying mix it until it has the consistency of wet sand. I'm not sure. It's been a long winter. I forget what wet sand looks like.
Yeah, like I just was off the network and then I just put on and then it's the other network. Well, I guess now it's not gonna let me know.
Maybe you got lucky.
Yeah, maybe I could look at it then.
Just kind of do some mixing here. The glycerin likes to stick to the knife, so periodically take that off.
If only you let me try.
You might not be letting me know.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I don't want to give you any assistance.
And I'm in a lab, so I have a little beaker available. I'm not sure where you're doing this. If you're in school, maybe you can get a beaker. If you're home, I think a small glass would work. just something to keep it from spreading out quite so much. And the wetter pieces tend to stick to the plate, so I would like to get those off. I almost always lose a little piece like that. And just a little more mixing. And just kind of trying to cut all this together.
Time eraser next.
The ones on the way that he's getting the book. That's the short ones, be careful.
I will.
And you have a hemisphere. Put the mixture in. Okay, compact it. And the beaker works nice for that too. And then I am just using my thumbs and kind of just compress it in here as much as you can, and you'll try to slide out, so sort of press on opposite sides. And this is pretty much what I've been doing. And then I find a nice warm, dry place to set them. And I think most of the ones I've been dissolving, I let them sit 3 or 4 days. Some days the place I put them seems a little bit warmer and drier, and they dry out faster, and some days it seems a little moist and they don't dry out. So again, on that pre-event experiment method document that you have, there are 6 different recipes. This was the 3 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate, 3 tablespoons, 1 teaspoon of citric acid. And so hopefully you can make 6 bath bombs with those different amounts in each. Convert the teaspoons and tablespoons to grams, and you'll have 6 bath bombs, and you'll know how many grams of each chemical are in them. And for the purposes of this experiment, the glycerin is just to bind the powders together. We're not interested in what happens to it afterwards. So that's it. You're trying to make 6 of these.